Who's the first bite of the night? It's a Sunday night. The first bite of the night. Sunday night with Mike Nasty. Sunday night with Mike Nasty. First bite. Who's the first bite?
My cat.
Huh?
First bite. I hope my nose in there.
First bite. First bite. Sunday night. Oh, there's the cat. That's the cat, Lexi.
Nobody's in here.
Nobody's home. This is a long one. It always takes a while.
Which one?
Sundays. Sundays always take long.
Oh, you're on YouTube tonight.
Yeah, YouTube. Switching it around.
People watch YouTube after they're streaming it because then they laugh at you.
That's fine. As long as they watch. They can laugh all they like. As long as they're getting a laugh. That's what it's all about. Laugh on, brother. Laugh
What happened
on.
with your 100-day squat challenge or whatever?
I did it. I finished it. I don't know if anybody else did, but I did 350.
You should do another challenge, push-up challenge, sit-ups.
That was hard, man. My legs were starting to hurt.
You do
My
sit-ups.
hips.
You should do the sit-up challenge.
Where my fat belly gets ready. Nobody's out there. Gavin, where are you, Gavin? Calling Gavin. Calling Gavin. Gavin, calling Gavin. Walter. I'm calling Walter.
Yeah, no one's on here.
It was on. It's a long one. It's a minute 52.
I should start writing stuff in there.
Anyway,
But I
nothing.
think someone's on there. Anyway.
Somebody.
No. I already. Come on, guys.
Walter. Where are you, Walter? Is Walter out there? Walter. I'm looking for Walt. There he is, my man Walter. I was calling you out, Walt. I was like, my man Walter. Walter. It was me and my daughter sitting here just saying no one's on. I said, Walter will be on. I'm calling Walter out. What I got for you, Walter? Walter's out there. I got something for you, Walt. Gee, but Walter. You got that, Walter? Walter, what do you want to hear, buddy? You want to hear about Yastrzemski? Mike Yastrzemski. He's the grandson of Carl Yastrzemski. So he popped to the majors very quickly. You know, everybody saw, and it's not just the name. He had, he hit the numbers. He was doing well in A-ball, got popped up, moved up to every spot, essentially. He had a big learning curve, and he looked forward to getting out to the grind. This is his first time he's been in the major league camp, so he feels like he belongs, and he has an opportunity to win a spot out there. If he hustles and he learns and he plays well, he'll have himself a spot. And that's what they need right now. They won again today, 9-8. They always do well in the spring, and then it comes when everything starts. Just like the Ravens, they'll go undefeated, and then they'll go 0-4 or something when it comes to preseason stuff. Spring ball, they do well. They're at the top, and then when it comes to the, opening day and the rest of the season through April, May, June, they falter out, and by the time June and the All-Star break comes around, they're 12 games out of first place. Stuff like that, They play well in the spring. They get their guys in there. They do their mix. They say that it's been going on pretty good out there, that the guys have been doing well. So the Terps, they get back on top, too. The Terps end up beating OSU. So they beat him. Cowan had 19 points. Fernando had his 18th double-double. So that guy, he's in the Big Ten. He's in the top of all the scorers in the Big Ten. Maryland, they're going to play Penn State. This is their Big Ten matchup right now. They're 17-5. So they're doing well. They're 21-7 altogether, so they hit another 20-game win mark, so that should put them over into the NCAA somewhere in there. They're looking to get up there, and then their bench comes off. Ayala comes out, he struggled. Then you have Smith coming in. He gave some time, gave some big boosts. So the freshmen are stepping up towards the end. So that's what they need. You got Fernando and Cowens. You got Wiggins. You got the guys coming out on the wing helping out with everything. Like I said before, you have for the Orioles, they got a young outfielder, Mike Yastrzemski, grandson of Carter Yastrzemski. He's Yastrzemski. He's out there making his mark, trying to get into the rotation. He's been invited to the big payday. He's able to be spring training. So you still got on your polls, your top 25 here. You got Duke, Gonzaga, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. Tennessee even slid a little bit. But it'll change. Nevada, Michigan, North Carolina, Houston, Michigan State, Marquette, Kansas. You had Maryland at 24. They were 25. Now they're 24. Wisconsin is ahead of them. Iowa's still ahead of them. The Big Ten guys that are Purdue's still ahead of them. That's in the Big Ten. Michigan State, Michigan, they played each other. I think I didn't see what the score was. But it'll be up here in a second. I can get it for us. I didn't do any scores yet. Because it's how you doing, Jim? You getting ready for lacrosse season up there? But that's it. So spring training note, you had the young catcher came out and hit a home run in the first inning. Cisco hits a home run. You have Yancey Diaz yesterday hit a home run. That's 7-2. They put Wilkerson, spent most of his day at first base. So he was getting familiar with first base. So they're trying guys out, like I said, in different places. A couple guys that they had out there. Source said they have a couple guys that have visa problems that haven't gotten there yet. But Ramirez, Jeffrey Ramirez, he labored through his first 2 innings. So I thought that we were aggressive on the bases. So that's kind of good. Cedric Mellon's good. I like speedball. I like small ball, bunting, stealing, that home run stuff. That ain't for me. 30 home runs or whatever, that's not for me. And here, I got this thing here. Arkansas, NCAA Division I athlete completes the most difficult task the hitter can accomplish. Danielle Givens smashed a solo shot, a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and a grand slam in a 15-3 win over SI Edwardsville on Saturday. So she hit a solo home run, a 2-dinger home run, a 3-dinger, and a grand slam. And she did it in 4 innings. She's not the first one to do it. It's been done before, but, most major leaguers haven't done this. But she cracked 4 dingers. And she did it in 4 innings. So she ended up having a heck of a day there. So she hits the cycle, the home run cycle. It's hard enough just to hit the cycle. Just to hit a single, a double, a triple, and then a home run. But to do a home run cycle, that's tough. For the Ravens, the guys that they're going to look at impact in the draft, like I told you, they're looking at Mississippi's wide receiver, DK Metcalf. They're looking at another wide receiver from North Carolina State, Kelvin Harmon. Mississippi, another wide receiver, A.J. Browns. Looking at a couple wide receivers, it looks like. Kill Harry, he's 6'4", 216. Running back, I told you about Josh Jacobs. They were looking at him. Offensive line, Cody Ford. Mississippi State, Montez Sweet. I told you about him. He was in a couple drafts. Jalen Ferguson, Florida State. Another outside linebacker, defensive end. Jashiz Polite. And the Delaware State, Nazir Ellerly. He's a safety from Delaware. I told you about him. They were looking at him a while ago. My damn hay fever or whatever coming on up. Moving on up to the sky. But that's so Maryland gets a quarterback from Virginia Tech. And they say the reason he came is because his dad and what's his name were friends. Loxley were friends. So he came here to do his last 2 years. We needed a quarterback anyways, but he grew up as an Ann Arbor. The Wolverines recruited him as an athlete, not a quarterback. You know, he made his college debut against West Virginia, set the tone for his redshirt freshman year. Just like Maryland's last graduate transfer, Jackson is a serious student. Jackson might have to negotiate where his favorite number is. On paper, they say he's the best quarterback Maryland's had for a while. But like I said, the Orioles ended up beating Toronto 9-8. You got LA and Cincy. The Angels against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's cracking them 14-2. Houston 5-2 over Atlanta. So they say that Harper's going to get ready to finalize his deal with the Phillies. See what he's going to do there. But they're getting ready to do that. They say Crenshaw, he's off the mound. He has inflammation in the shoulder. So Curtin Crenshaw from the Dodgers is going to be stop his throwing program for a little bit. Clayton, I call him Curtin, whatever I call him. So he's stepping back from throwing because he has shoulder soreness. So they say that the Phillies are making a big push to sign Mr. Harper. They say a bigger contract's going to be Mike Trout when he comes up, and Mike Trout says he's focusing on getting better, not his contract, not free agency. That's what everybody says. Look like a good guy. You want the money. It's only you guys. Only two of you. Where's the rest of you boys? Where's Mankus, Maynard, Cat? We're under the weather. But Baltimore stuff here. Maryland's women, they beat number 2 North Carolina in double overtime in lacrosse. Still overcomes an injury. The girl that I know, the midi, Grace Griffin, she played basketball with my daughter Jordan when she was a freshman. She was a senior. She took Jordan on. This girl's an athlete, and she's definitely a good lacrosse player. She played in the Under Armour. Before she got to college, she didn't spend too much time playing basketball because she was always in those Under Armour games. You saw her on TV playing with national girls from California, Texas, all over. She was the Big Ten Rookie of the Year last year, I think, if I remember. So the Orioles train an international signing bonus slot to the Texas Rangers for a minor league pitcher, David LeBron. So like I said, Maryland ends up winning last night against Ohio State. That puts them up top there. A little bit better than losing again. So right now they're going in the right direction. They got to stay in that direction for the rest of this half. Else, the floor can fall out, and they'll be looking at the, NIT or not the NIT. But they should make it to the NIT. They got 21 wins. That's good. and they're 17-5 in the Big Ten. So, like I said, Cowens drops 19 points. Fernando has his 18th double-double. I told you Cisco hits a home run at his first at bat. So they're looking for that guy to be productive. He wasn't much of a backstop. He doesn't have that quick of a release when he goes down to second. And he had a lot of fielding difficulties. And they put him down the A-ball last year. Now they got two other guys that should help back him up. And we should have that area filled out. And we got Mary Steve back on the block. Mary Steve, how you doing? But his real name's Steve, but I call him Mary because he's under his wife's name on Facebook. So Zion Williams, he's ready to play, but they're taking a caution with him since, he sprained his knee. The shoe gave out on him. You saw the rubber blue sole give out, and he sprained his knee. So he's been out. He wants to get back to play, but they're going to take it easy with him. Krzyzewski says that he wants to get in there, that he's a battler, but they're going to take it easy. Also, in men's lacrosse, Towson overwhelms Georgetown in the final period, 14-8 in men's lacrosse. Number 17, Loyola, the women's lacrosse, earns a much-needed win against Florida, so they beat number 6 Florida. Loyola's always put up good squads in both divisions, men and women. My sister actually went to Loyola. She played lacrosse with them. She walked them. And Maryland beats Navy again for the 10th straight time. Navy can put out good clubs, but they're what they get. Ooh. Johns Hopkins beats North Carolina in lacrosse 11-10. Some upsets. That's your Baltimore Sun report there. Baltimore Sun, and they're reporting from the Baltimore Sun. Henley Ramirez, they said, agrees to a minor league deal with the Indians. You got a lot of guys that are going around. But, these two guys set it all up with each other, and you get Harper going. You got a bunch of others that still need to get signed. Like I just told you, the Orioles gave away an international slot to get a pitcher to add to their bolster of people in the farm system. Kyle Murray telling the A's that he couldn't commit to playing football was a tough one over baseball. They said Harper had a meeting with the Phillies owner in Las Vegas. That's all. So they meet, they talk. Let's get it done. Let's play baseball. I think I got allergies. I keep hacking it up. My throat's itchy. I took an allergy pill. I sound congested, huh? Yeah, that's Mike Nasty. The nasal spray. Mike Nasty. Mike Nasty. How you doing, Jimmy? Let me look up here. Yeah, so they say 3 teams have reached out for a trade for Antonio for Brown. Antonio Brown, the Green Bay, assessing Elway's latest QB solution. And then they say there's a couple of those guys from the AAF, the American Alliance. They're looking at some of these guys. Garrett Gilbert, 207 yards in week 3. The guy looks to be a good quarterback. A couple of running backs they were looking at. So some of them guys are putting themselves on film. And, now they got guys out scouting them, NFL teams out there. You got the in April, we got the combine coming up. You know, they say that Haskins is going to throw, the quarterback from Ohio State. He's going to go out and throw. Him and Murray. I don't know if Murray said if he was going to throw. But yeah, you got some that AFF. Some of those guys are being looked at. There's about 5 guys that said that have gained interest from some NFL teams. Doesn't mean they're going to get there, but you know, people are looking at you, so they're going out there putting themselves on tape, and that's what you do. The top 5 running backs. That's the guy I want. I want the guy from Alabama. I want Jacobs. But that's not me. That's the Ravens got to want him, not me. But that's one of the top guys. Dude from Memphis. I like watching the 40. I like watching the combine, high jump, see how much they could lift. Last year, the one dude, what's his name, from Seattle, with a prosthetic arm, I think he benched like 12 times, 100, whatever his weight was or more. That was pretty impressive. But they have, yeah, they say that teams have reached out to Antonio Brown. Somebody should reach out to him. Where's Tom Brady ranked amongst the best in sports? At the top? Where does he rank? What's it say? Analysts say. I'll tell you what it says. They got Ric Flair ranked number 16. Number 15, Lindsey Vonn. These are the best guys in sports. Kerry Walsh Jennings, beach volleyball. Usain Bolt, number 12, track and field. Jackie Kersey, track and field. Simeon Biles, a gymnast. Babe Ruth, ranked number 10. Anderson Silva, MMA, ranked number 9. Tiger Woods was ranked number 8. This is the best in sports all throughout. Just not football or whatever. They have them ranked up here. Tom Brady ranks number 7. Let's see who number 1 is. Michael Phelps is number 6. Serena Williams is number 5. This is best in sports. Pele is number 4, soccer player. Muhammad Ali, boxing. That's a float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name is Muhammad Ali. Wayne Gretzky's number 2, hockey. That's about right. Michael Jordan's number 1 in all sports. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time NBA MVP, 10-time NBA scoring leader, Olympics, 2 gold medals, 1984, 1992. Now that's some accomplishments for a guy. And that guy never gives up. And all the quotes that you look about Michael Jordan, that's what he talks about. Hard work, not giving up, don't give up. That's what they all say. And they all have MJ on Michael Jordan. Hey, Jim, now you're on. I talked about Arkansas Gibbons. She hit a home run cycle. So she hit a solo home run. She hit a two dinger, a 3 dinger, all in 4 innings from Arkansas. She did what some of the MLB guys can't do. Now guys can hit the cycle. That's a single, a double, triple home run, but not a home run cycle where you hit a solo, a 2-bagger, a 3-bagger, then a grand slam. And she did it in 4 innings. She's not the first. Others have done it, but not many have done it in 4 innings like she did. So that's pretty impressive to be cracking dingers like that. And that's what she did. So she was on there. Arkansas. I don't know who they were playing. It was not a big name school, but still, to crack a dingers like that, that's pretty good. Let's see what the NBA is doing now. We're going to NBA highlights, everybody. NBA. We're bringing on the NBA. NBA. Why don't you go to the NBA? Oh. So, yeah, you got LA. Oh, this is. That's not it. That's the baseball stuff. Baseball. What's the baseball song? Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the park. And peanuts and percent and apple jacks. I don't know if I'll ever come back. So root for the home team. The Cubbies. Okay, the Clippers 44, Denver 45, Orlando 113, Toronto 98. That's the final. You got San Antonio and New York tonight, 7:30 at NBA TV. So that's your schedule for tonight, Sunday night. Not a big schedule there for Sunday night. Sunday night. Sunday night. Yeah, okay, I'll have to stop for you there, Richie. Just for you, Rich. Washington 6-5 in overtime. They beat the Rangers. Detroit 6-3. San Jose has them. Dallas 4-3. Tonight you got Calgary, Ottawa, St. Louis, Minnesota, Winnipeg, and Arizona. That's tonight's stuff. So they got trade deadlines here coming up. A lot of guys have been trading. What's their names? Washington made a couple trades, got themselves a winger and a defenseman. So they're in the trying to stay up there. They're a couple games behind in their division. They're second. They're gonna get they'll make the playoffs. It's just how far will they go in the playoffs? Are they rested? Do they have their guys? Ovechkin forego the All-Star game to get some rest. We'll see how that pans out for them. But everybody's on the getting ready to gear up. All of them are gearing up. NBA's gearing up for their run. These guys are gearing up for their run. Hockey's gearing up. And then you got baseball starting up. And then you got the combine. So, even though football ain't around, you still got a lot of combine. You'll have free agency. You'll have, baseball starting up. And you got hockey coming around. Then you got the Final Four. So March is the madness. And that's all the things that you get when it comes to that. So Quick Trick 500. Who did Brad Keselowski win? They said that guy was sick. He ended up going. He led 33 laps. Martin Truex, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Chris Broussard, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman. Caution flag. Lead changed 25 times. Did that guy win it? Keselowski win it? Yes. So it says there, Danica Patrick. Hello, Danica. How are you? So, go. Everybody's still hanging in there with Mike Nasty. You all still hanging in there? Yeah. Fine job. They're telling the young kid to quit Duke and save himself for the NBA. I don't think the kid has it in him to quit. He seems like a player. I don't think he'll do that. But you'll be surprised. And women's basketball, the Rutgers women's coach, Vivian Stringer, taking a leave of absence. Usually have problems there. Needs to get stuff together. But Rutgers, she has a good squad. She's tough to beat. Duke says they haven't talked about shutting his eye on that. So Jim Boeheim receives a standing ovation after his incident. So people support him. You knew nothing was going to happen to him. The guy's 74 years old. He's a relic in that area. He's like Joe Paterno back in the day. He could do whatever he wants. Walks around there like he's a politician, like he owns the place. He probably does. But he's no Bobby Knight. Right there, Mary. Ole Miss basketball players kneel during national anthem. They were protesting something, racial violence or something. I don't know. Oh man. Let's see here what we got for scores. See what we can get up. See what the big game is Michigan State. That has big implications on the Big Ten, especially for Maryland since they're 17-5. They could move into third. I think they're fourth. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, this is everything. There's all kinds of games. UCF Knights 95-48. This is Cincinnati. Stanford. So it's 70-77. Michigan State. Michigan State has them by 7. And that was in overtime. So Michigan State wins 77-70 in overtime. Well, not overtime. It wasn't overtime. But that's the problem. Villanova, they lose to Xavier. Villanova starting to slide. They were at the top, but they're starting to go down. Villanova's tanking. Like Frank. They tank. But I told you about the young guy, Yastrzemski, the Terps. Yeah, I told you they got a win last night. Pulled them back up. A couple of these young guys for the Earls were making a difference. First time they got up there, you know, Beyonce Diaz hits a home run. Cisco hits a home run. Mullins running the bases. They're trying Wilkerson at first. So they're changing things up. You got Yastrzemski, grandson of Carl Yastrzemski. He's in the outfield, climbing his way to the major league camp. Some of the guys that the Ravens were tasking were the combine, 4 or 5 wide receivers. You got a safety. You got 3 or 4 defensive ends they're looking at. They're also looking at a lineman, interior lineman. They were thinking about getting a Simile back. When they trade him to the Raiders, well, he's going to be up, so he'll be available. And he'd probably be cheap. So they were thinking about maybe giving him another run. But they have to put something around Mr. Jackson. They're not too worried about his running the ball. It says, reading about it, says they're not worried about him running the ball and getting hurt. You know. But they're going to shore up his ball handling. They're going to shore up his accuracy. He'll get there, and then we'll see what we can do. Like I tell you, we're going to be battling with the Cleveland Browns in first place, or playoffs or whatever. whatever we got to do. But we still got to go through combines. They got to go through picks. They got to do all their stuff. They got to revamp an offense. They got a lot of work to do. Those Costa, offensive coordinator, defense. He said it. He's just going to do some tweaking and stuff like that. But the other guys, we'll see how well that goes. You got the Orioles getting ready, starting hot right now in the Grapefruit League, but that's the Grapefruit League. Let's see if they can keep that for 165 games or whatever it is. If they can keep the momentum and, pitchers can get out there and give them quality innings. Infield can back up pitchers, give them some support. Give them support. If not, good fielding, good defense. Defense always wins in every baseball, basketball, football. Good defense, you're not gonna lose. Bad defense, bad catcher in baseball. That's the anchor of the team right there. If you can't throw nobody out, they're gonna run on you all day. That's your anchor. Unless you're the 100, like Rich. Nobody ran on Rich. So yeah, that's what they need. They need to, They said they got a young guy coming in, but his visa wasn't up, so he was having troubles. They said he'll be in sometime this week. So that was a young catcher that they put up there that hasn't been here yet. They have Cisco, Wines, and Souza. However you pronounce them. Half these names I can't even pronounce. But that's what they had. That's the Orioles for it. That's what they do on a Sunday night with Mike Nasty. Now I got a headache. Mike Nasty. So, where's Charlie at? Charlie ain't on here. G-Buck was on early. He wasn't flashing stuff up. Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Rich. Jimmy. Mary. Everybody. That's what we got. So, like always, it's Turk Talk. It's Ravens. It's Orioles. It's NBA. Talking about Harden, talking about, LeBron, if he's going to make it he lashed his team because they lost last night to the Pelicans, and he went on a banter saying that they didn't have push, that they were too young. They don't know what this means, to get to the playoffs and how you have to play to get there, and I think, Luke Walton, criticism again. When they don't win, he gets criticized. When he wins, he's a good guy. They're going to keep him around, blah, blah, blah. Let the guy coach. He's not the guy on the floor. It's the guys on the floor that cause problems, not his coaching. You can only get what you get out of them. You can only coach them and tell them what to do. You can only go so far with a bunch of grown men that are high paid and, think they're better than you. Or whatever. I'm not high paid. High class, high paid. Whatever. I like hockey players. The hockey players. I think the Ravens were doing a thing. They were trading places or something. I think they came to the airport and did something. I don't know. Cat texted something too. But yeah, one time the hockey players came in. They were cool. They weren't big headed. They were hip checking us and fooling around. They were good guys. It was Bradley and Ovechkin, somebody else, Clark. He had no teeth. The other guys, they might have had their dentures in, but yeah, that was fun. They were good dudes. That was back. They were giving out all kinds of stuff. G-Buck Walter. Walter, did you go, Walter? All right, everybody. We're going to send it on out. That's my 40-minute mark. I can't talk. There we go, everybody. See you.